Hello and welcome to our feature focus session on adding activities for Gatsby benchmarks 2 to 8 to Compass Plus. My name's Peter McKinney. I'm a Compass Plus consultant and I lead on the delivery of our virtual training offer. In today's session, I'm going to walk you through how to add activities for benchmarks 2 to 8 to Compass Plus. Now, before I get started, I just want to flag that when I go into my Compass Plus demo account, you may spot a few differences between what you see on screen when you're logged into Compass Plus and what you see in my demo account. Now, this is because we use a specific demo environment that's populated with demo data to deliver all of our virtual training. So, although there might be a slight difference in what you see, the core functionality I'll be demonstrating today remains the same. I'm also using a demo account that's set up like a mainstream school with an MIS connection. So if you're in a specialist setting, don't worry. The functionality that I'll show you today works in exactly the same way for all settings. Just follow along to learn how to add activities to Compass Plus with confidence. Now, it's worth noting that activities can only be added into Compass Plus by Compass Plus admins and Compass Plus editors. Now, this supports the distributed leadership of careers within your institution and future-proofs using Compass Plus, as it's not just up to one person, most commonly the careers leader, to input activities themselves. So in this demo, I'm going to show you how to add an activity manually into Compass Plus. However, you may want to upload activities into Compass Plus from a digital partner platform like Unifrog or Growfar, for example, or via our activities upload template. Now, if you want more information about how to add activities in this way, please visit the Compass Plus Help Center and search for your digital partner or our activities upload template, and you'll find a step-by-step guide on how to do this. Right, let's get started. So from the main navigation bar, we go into activities and then click create new activity. Now, a pop-up box will display asking us if we want to create a new activity for Gatsby Benchmark 1 here or Benchmark 2 to 8 here. So we make sure that benchmarks 2 to 8 is selected and we're adding an activity to the right academic year. So if we wanted to add an activity for next year or a previous academic year, for example, we just select the relevant date in the drop-down box here. So sticking with 26-27. And when we're ready, we just click Create Activity. Now, before I add any details to my activity, I just want to draw your attention to this progress section at the top of the page. So similarly to the evaluations progress bar, this banner allows you to see how many more sections you have to complete recording the activity in Compass Plus. Now, although this looks like a lot, the vast majority of these sections are optional, but the more information that you add to your activities, the richer the activities data will be that you get out of Compass Plus. Now, you'll notice on this page that there are some sections that have a red asterisk next to them. Anything with a red asterisk next to it is a mandatory field. So when creating activities, you can't save the activity until all mandatory fields have been completed. For the purposes of today's demo, I'm going to create an activity and complete all the fields so that you can see the full functionality of this feature in Compass Plus. Okay, so I need to give my activity a name to start with. So I'm going to call it STEM Careers Fair. Okay. Then we need to select the Gatsby benchmarks that the activity relates to. So we're going to select benchmark 2, benchmark 4, and benchmark 5. Now, as this is going to be a face-to-face event, under the delivery method, we would then select in person. I'm then going to add the staff lead for this activity. So we will just put in myself. Okay. And then we need to add a start and an end date for this activity. So we'll go to plan it for the next academic year. So we'll go the 24th of September and we're going to have a start time of 10 o'clock in the morning. And we will have it running through to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, the date and time can either be a single date, like in my example here, or we can add an activity that spans over time and enter a date range. And this is great to record activities like EHCP reviews, work experience, or personal guidance. So I'm entering this as a planned activities for the future, but you can add completed activities retrospectively as well. Now, I'm going to select the type of careers partner or partners involved in this activity. So you can select multiple careers partners, but I'm only going to select the one which is employer. Then I'm going to select the type of activity this is, and I'm going to select that it's an employer encounter. Then moving further down. And the last mandatory field here is the meaningfulness. Now, because I selected employer under the type of careers partner involved in this activity, being asked questions related to the meaningfulness of this employer encounter. This section will change depending on the type of careers partner involved that you select. So for my activity, I'm going to select the last two. So it involves opportunities and is followed by time for the young person. Now, if this was a PAL compliant activity, I would tick the PAL box here, and then I could track and report on my PAL compliant activities. Now, at this stage, I could save the activity and come back to it later to fill the rest of the information in by selecting this box here. But for now, let's create our activity. Okay, so here we can add in our groups of learners or individual learners to the activity by using the search box and the tick boxes above here. So let's add in year 10. So I'm just going to deselect some of these boxes here. I'm going to then add in year 10. Then let's add a custom group. So I've selected the custom groups, and let's add in the STEM Society. And then finally, we will add in an individual learner. So let's add in Elsie Clare. Now, we can also upload learners to our activity using their unique pupil number or UPN, which may be useful if you have learners' UPNs in an email or a spreadsheet and need to add them to the activity quickly. You just click the link here and the search bar in the search bar, and then you would follow the instructions. You also have the option to highlight whether the activity was for a parent or a carer with this box here. But my example today, we didn't include parents or carers, so I'm going to leave this box unchecked. Okay, this is where we add our careers partner or partners that are involved in this activity. Now you can either search and select a careers partner from your careers partner database. Okay. Or you can add a new careers partner if required. If you're not familiar with the careers partners feature in Compass Plus, this is where you keep all of your careers partners contact information in a safe and scalable database. Now, to find out more about this, please visit the Compass Plus Help Center. Now, I'm going to add in the Big Bang. So just select in the box and then select the Big Bang as the careers partner that will be attending this activity. Moving on to activity types. So these options will be displayed, and this will depend on the activity types that you previously selected. So because my activity is an employer encounter, I'm seeing the relevant options for that type of activity. So I'm going to select employers supporting careers. I'm also going to select the off-site employer-led projects and events. But here, everyone, you can select as many or as few as you want. Okay, here we can now select the learning outcomes, which are supported by the activity. And I'm just going to select a couple of these. So we're going to go with has a broad knowledge. And we will go with be inspired and motivated. Save and continue. Here now, we can select the occupations and industries related to this activity. So for my STEM careers fair, I'm going to select engineer, IT, and in the industries, research and science. In the subject areas, I'm going to select the relevant subject for my activity here as well. So we will go with biology, chemistry, computer science, And then moving further down, physics and science. Okay. Lastly, we can enter any notes relating to this activity. So in this example here, I'm just going to add in a brief note. So going to say year 10 and other learners interested in STEM attended a STEM careers fair hosted by the Big Bang Fair. Okay. And then when we're happy with this, everyone, with all the information that we've entered, we would just click save and close, and the activity will save automatically in the planned section of the activity section of Compass Plus. Now you can see here that I've been redirected to my planned activities, and from here we can search for an activity using the search box up here. We can also, if we want to, add in any of these headings here as well. So we could add in, for example, subject area, we could add in year group, and then what you can do is you can sort and filter by any of the columns down here below. And as with all learner level data in Compass Plus, the activity will be added to the individual learner profiles for all the learners that were added to the activity. Now, lastly, as I mentioned earlier, all activities are originally saved as planned activities, and you can mark these as completed in bulk by selecting all of the planned activities. You would then go up to the actions button, and then you could add in here, mark activities as complete. Or alternatively, you can complete individual activities or marking them as complete by clicking on show more and then mark activity as complete. Now, at this point, Compass Plus will then analyze the attendance in your MIS and will let you know which learners attended the activity and which were absent. To find out how to report on your activities in Compass Plus, please visit our help center or watch our activities reporting feature focus. Now that brings us to the end of this feature focus. I hope you found that useful. Goodbye.